Guys, it's Brooke here from the Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So it's hot. No news there, right? It's been hot for quite some time. But since, it is hot, I'm trying to do things inside to beat the heat, and I'm actually gonna make a dress in a little bit, but I wanted to show you how I repair some of the heat damage. So I've been trying to keep things watered. I haven't been doing necessarily the best job. It has been extraordinarily challenging because this summer, unlike 2021, we have not gotten a whole lot of rain. Last year we had hot temperatures. As a matter of fact, I think our hot temperatures actually started in June last year, but we were getting a lot more rainfall, and plants can handle heat when you're getting consistent rainfall. And on top of that, I had drip irrigation, but this year it has not been like that at all. This is one of the plants that has taken the damage. This is Feverfew. I got it from Murano Garden Center, and so I did check the Farmer's Almanac. It's saying mid-August the temperature, we're supposed to start seeing a break in the temperature, and then we're supposed to get more rain. So I'm hoping everything's going to flush out. So I have been cutting things back, but I wanted to show you how I cut my stuff back, especially when it's damaged like this. So everybody else has their own method, but I'm going to show you how I personally do it. So obviously anything that is brown like this, I'm going to take off. So for right now, I'm just going to take off the dead parts, and then I'll fine tune it once, I get this off and see what I'm actually working with. So I've taken this back pretty far, and so it's looking a lot better, but of course I've got these brown things. So let me come around so I can fine tune, so I'll show you how I fine tune this. Ooh, I nearly broke something, y'all. Okay, so as you can see, this is what the plant looks like. And so when, let me see if I can actually zoom in on this. Okay guys, so when I say a node, you can see there's like little segments on the branch, and there's these little, it's like an area that's kind of swollen, and that's where the leaf comes out. That's a node. So that's where I tried to cut back to. So with the brown branches, that part that's brown, what I like to do, and just do it gently, but I just peel it back and kind of snap it off, like right under the node, because it's see, there's that tiny new growth. So just to be really delicate when you're doing it, so you don't damage the plant, because you don't want to put a big cut in the stems to allow diseases in. But when it comes to this part, this is what I do by hand. It does take a little bit, but it's well worth it at the end. So now that I've showed you how to do that, I'm just going to put it on time lapse so you guys can see this. Okay guys, so here they are in all their glory. I know that right now they probably look a little bit crazy, But I'm going to give them some fish emulsion fertilizer. I'm going to put them outside, you know, in a partial shade area because it's just so hot. Full sun, I think it just would be a problem. But there are little, let me see if I can zoom in on them. So there are little leaves coming out at the nodes all over the place. So I think once I give them some fertilizer and, you know, consistent water, I think they'll rebound and will be better than ever. Now, in case you guys are wondering, you know, I did these because they were in pots and they were smaller. You can't do this obviously in a landscape when you have a lot of them. Now, granted, in a landscape, they probably would not have gotten this bad because they would have been on drip irrigation. So maybe the tops would have been bad. So in that situation, I just would have taken my hedge trimmers and just sheared them back and just pulled off what I could and let them rebound. But since they were in pots, these are pretty small, so I could do it by hand. But anyway, guys, that's how I do, and it's not just, you know, Feverfew. This is how I do any plant that is like this. Actually, I have a rose outside that it's the top part of it is burned completely. So I will cut that back too. But this is how I do it. I mean, Feverfew dives down to the ground, so next year it's going to reflush, you know, from the root anyway. But, you know, for right now, this is good. You know, once it starts cooling down, I would imagine probably maybe mid-September, mid to late September, maybe early October, it'll flush again. And then they'll be nice and good. They'll be nice and pretty. So, anyway, guys, that's it. So, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Good evening, guys. So, it is getting dusk. And I just thought you guys might like to see the garden. I'm really happy with how it looks, especially because it is getting dark. You know, the white hydrangeas, you know, definitely pop. And I really like that. So what I wanted to show you guys tonight are the sunflowers. Because, you know, anytime, it doesn't matter what year you garden, you're gonna always have things that perform well in a garden and then things that just fall short in a garden. So this year, one of the things that fell short were my sunflowers. I tried to winter sow them as I did last year. I didn't get great germination, but I think it's just because in general, our winter was very, very dry. But I did have some volunteer sunflowers, and this monstrosity is one of them. And I shouldn't call it a monstrosity because it really isn't. But this sunflower, that tall one right there, there's even that one right there in the back. All of these were volunteers that were actually growing in the walkways, and I dug them up and I planted them. And at first I wasn't sure they were going to survive because, you know, they had a developed taproot that I touched. And they typically don't like that. Actually, here's another one right there. So these are, I mean, they've performed magnificently. They look like they're a cross between a couple because I didn't actually buy anything that color. But this one right here, I don't know if you can tell, this one is multi-branching. So there is a head at the top, and then there's all these bloods lower down. And this one, because I do remember which bush it came off of last year, it's gonna bloom, you know, till frost once it gets started. This one right here is multi-budding. Oh, I forgot, I didn't even see that one right there. That one has multi-branches. This one is multi-branching. And so, yeah, those volunteers did really well. Another thing that did really well is this red one over here. I planted some red sunflower to go in my grandfather's memorial garden, and that is how they look. I'm not sure which one that is because it could be royal red or something like that. I'm not sure because I think it was a mix, and there's more than one type over there. So those turned out really well. And I did those by traditional seed starting. Now, I'm not sure why these over here did so well. I don't know if it was because they're on drip irrigations and they watered well, but let me show you some ones that did not perform very well. So we're gonna have to exit the parterre garden. Oh guys, this right here, come fall, that's getting chopped out. Yep. Okay, so this right here, is one of the cream rose sunflowers I got from Baker Creek. That one, of all the ones I have, is looking the best. That's about the height that it's supposed to be. I had another one down here that bloomed, and I don't even see it anymore. Did it get eaten? Oh boy. And I see another one right down here. And so one did bloom. I can't say that I was overly blown away by it. It kind of reminded me of a tall, like, double dandy sunflower. It was just very underwhelming. Here's another one of the red ones. This was in a mix, so I don't know which one this is. It's multi-branching, but last year the ones I planted in this red section were absolutely huge. Botanical Interest stopped selling that variety, which is why I got a different one. Now, here's one of the sunflowers right there. I'm not sure which one it is. It's not doing very well. Here's another one right here. They're just really, really stunted. So, you know, those big tall ones over there, those are definitely, I guess you would say, naturally winter sown. The red one that's in my grandfather's memorial garden, those were fresh seeds. So I don't know, next year I'm definitely gonna have to buy some newer seeds to start. So I'm a little disappointed because I really do like sunflower. And you know what? I don't even know that any of the sunflower in this bed even came up. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I take that back. I see one right there and it's really, really tiny. So next year I'll be buying all fresh seeds and hopefully I'll have a better display. But yeah, guys, that is it. So some days, some years, it's great. Some days it's not. Or some years, I guess I should say, it's not. And this is one of these years where I'm not going to have quite the sunflower display, which is a little bit sad. One thing I am happy though, these celosia right here, this is the Amish coxcomb. Now, from what I remember on the tag, and I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong, but I do believe these were only supposed to be 12 inches tall. And as you can see, these are much bigger than that. So heads on these are absolutely beautiful. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually cut those and I'm gonna dry them so I can put them on the Christmas tree this year. So anyway, I gotta go take the little pooch, his little lordship, for a walk. Bumper snoot. Because he needs to go, and as you can see from his little wagging tail, he loves his adventure. So I'll see you guys in the next video.